So this is what my Instagram looked like this week. I did more gouache. I felt I had more to learn and discover, and even this extra isn't enough. I mean, I know learning is constant, but I think in the early stages there is so much information and practice going in that it can actually get really exhausting. Anyway, I had high hopes for this one. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to execute it. The background was going to be so much work and I had trouble with the lighting overall. At some point, even though I knew it wasn't anywhere near finished, I decided enough was enough. It was time to end it, and as wasn't going any further. Without knowledge or skill to fix what I was doing, it was going to be a waste of time and energy. So this one was a little bit too hard from the very start. But later that same day, after a break and some reflection on what I should do, I thought maybe it might be better to find something with less elements in it for me to concentrate on. So I did this one which only has a colour background, so I could work on the skin tones more and have a bit of fun with it. I think I was in a better mood by then too, so I got over that first one. Overall, I kind of like it. I think it turned out okay. The next day I had an idea to combine two references, so I used one for the head and one for the thing around her neck, and I just made up the hair. It was a way to expand my creative muscles, even though it's just in a small way, so it's something I would like to do more of, because sometimes I feel like I'm just copying references instead of creating something unique, but I know that I'm not quite ready for that yet, and that at the moment I'm really just still learning the technical skills that I need, so that's okay. Again, I combined two reference images, one for the figure and the pose that she's in, and one for the background. The background was still simple enough that I felt it was within my ability. It's just a gradated sky with a few marks for birds. It's simple, but I was happy with the progress of this. The skin could have used a little bit more warmth in places. I think I was using up some scrap piles of paint and it wasn't quite right in the place on those hands, but oh well, moving on. This one took me a long time, almost double what the others did, I think. I'm not sure what happened, but I felt like I was trying really hard. I was trying too hard from the start to get a result. I wrote that day that I had no idea if that's a good or bad thing, and that perhaps it's a part of improving. So at some point, after spending so much time, I can't see it objectively anymore. It's like when you repeat a word over and over, it starts to lose all meaning. So that's what happens with my eyes. For some reason this week I seem to be focused on the time that it's taking me to paint one of these, and it really bothered me. Looking back at it now, I think I shouldn't have cared so much about it. It's kind of funny how we can focus on stuff that really isn't as important as we make it out at the time. This one, overall, it was a nice one to paint. I enjoyed it. I got rid of the beach background from the reference photo and just blended those colours that were in the background instead. And I like how it turned out. Another head painting with a reference from Pinterest, as are all of these. It's okay. I had a hard time getting the likeness from the photo, but oh well, not sure. I got the shadow tones very well, but then I guess it's something that I can work on in the future when I pick this up again. Actually, I really think that I've got so much more to learn about that, because after this one, it was just a disaster from start to finish. I worked so hard on this one and got nowhere. I didn't like the face, the hair, the clothes, the skin tones weren't going to work, and the face felt wonky. In the end, I just had to accept it as a failure and give it up, and I have to move on from that if I want to learn. So I think it's hard not to take that as a hit, but we're going to get lots of those. It was a slow recovery after that last one, and I felt this one wasn't that much better really. I had tried to experiment with painting from a black and white reference photo and make up the colours, and well, this was the result. It's not a complete failure, but I don't think this is my best work by a long shot. I'm glad I tried it though. Colorising black and white is something that I'll need to work on. So back to my safety net, something simple. I did change the colour of the background from the reference though. The face in the photo was really interesting and I did enjoy that. I did enjoy painting it. I had fun with the colours on this one too. I think looking back on these, I need to work on my shadows a little bit better. They're not very well defined. I think the faces are a little bit flat, but that's something I can work on. And that brings us to the last one for the week. I picked up something with clear shadows, and again, looking back at it, I think I could have pushed them a little bit further, but I was really tired by this one, a bit worn out by how much time and energy it takes. And being in constant learning mode for so long each day, I was really focused on what I was doing, whether it was turning out or not, and that was honestly that was exhausting. So this week I might take it a bit easy and do some pencil or pen sketches. No colour mixing. Well, I we'll see, I guess. Until then, I hope everyone is really well, and be gentle with yourselves. If you're finding it hard to create or aren't happy with the results, I'm right there with you.